Good morning, Mike and Arlen. Our Philippine journey. Wow, chosen ones in here: McLovin, Slick Rick, Ricky Last, or they were in here. I don't know if they still are. Well, how is everybody? I hope you're all doing well. I really and truly do. Bum bum. What am I looking for? How about this? Chosen one says, I'm drunk. I don't think I can make it another hour. Oh, chosen one, you can make it? Come on, man up. You don't need to hold back. McLovin. Hey, McLovin, how you doing? Thank you. Welcome. Let's see here. Chosen one. Hopefully you can make it before you pass out. Slick Rick, good morning, Mike from San Francisco. One of my favorite cities. Ricky Last, nice to see you here, Ricky. Thanks so much, man. Scott F, good morning. Ricky says he's doing great. Tim Diziak, good morning, Tim. How are you? Skip it all. Welcome. Gosh, a bunch of you waiting on me to show up. I don't know about that. Hey, first off, make sure, let me know my audio is working okay. I made some modifications on the mic, so if tell me if you can hear it okay, number one, and if you notice a difference, good or bad. Brewmeister, how you doing, Brew? Good to see you. Bruce Cinder dropping by, longtime subscriber. Actually, a lot of you are longtime subscribers. That's a big deal. It really is. So what is going on? Well, there's been a lot this week, actually. There's been a lot going on in the Philippines. There's been a lot going on outside the Philippines. For those of you that have been watching, I don't know if you guys know CJ Abroad. CJ has transitioned and moved to Thailand, and he's doing well, it seems. Anyways, so we're wishing him the best of luck. Geo in the Philippines has changed his name to Geo on the go. He's over there in the Thailand as well. I did notice there seems to be a little brouhaha going on about a couple of different things, and we're doing a little experiment. So I'll kind of cue you into a little bit of it. We're doing a little experiment. I have a series of videos, none of which are related to each other, but they're going to start posting Thursday, I think it is. And they'll be like Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. I don't know exactly. Maybe Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then Sunday, we'll do like our members only live stream. And then Monday, we'll skip. And then our standard Tuesday. Talking about different things. Things that are kind of obvious, but you're going to have to wait because, they just are different. One of the things that's going to be added to that, I haven't put it in there yet. The latest tourist numbers are out again. So for those of you that don't know, the tourist numbers did not get printed, did not get released for May, June, and July, or August. So in the first week of September, they finally put out everything up to August, no, July. And yesterday, they released the newest tourist numbers. What was that? Oh, I didn't know who was sending me a message. That's Han Casino. And they said, don't forget to redeem your 300 pesos free play from 2 to 10 p.m. Oh, they want me to come out and waste money. It's not going to happen today, that's for sure. So the newest numbers are out. We'll be having a video on that as well. We're going to be talking about the issues with the exodus of expats from the Philippines and Southeast Asia. Are expats returning or leaving? Are expats leaving the Philippines, number one, and then are expats returning to their home countries? And we've got some interesting facts about that as well. So, Slick Rick says he hears me just fine. Adrian says they hear me. Ricky says it sounds good. Scott says it sounds good. All right, well, good. I made some modifications. I got a comment talking about our audio. So we'll see. Skip it all. Sorry I missed the members live stream yesterday. I conflicted with the NFL game on YouTube. We all have our priorities. Indeed we do. And don't worry, Skip it all. You can watch it in replay. But I would tell people, I did get a comment from somebody that watched the replay of the members only, and they said, where's the chat? Well, the replay gets posted immediately after it's done. That gets it automatically posts. However, YouTube takes a couple of hours sometimes to catch up on the chat replay. So if you go in, if you're a member, all right, and you know what, we do suggest you become a member, that you consider it, I'll put that in there right there, that you would consider becoming a member. But if you are a member and you go to replay it, give it a few hours before you replay it. You won't see the chat until YouTube decides to replay it. That's the best I can give you. Oh, I got my first thumbs down of the morning, 8 minutes in. Thank you so much. 15 thumbs up, 1 thumbs down, 35 in the room, 8 minutes in. Hey, you know what? That's fine. We don't care. We really don't. And that is another video that's coming out that you're going to be interested to see about why we don't care and who does care about trolls and everything else. I see that there's a little brouhaha kind of going up. I guess there's a Dumaguete blogger that I really don't watch, but he's come up in my feed. Seems like a nice enough guy, but I don't know. He's married, has a kid. He and his wife and family, they go back and forth between the Philippines, and the U.S. He still works. He's got a beef with sick grandpa. And I often tell people, when it comes to sick grandpa or when it comes to anything in YouTube, it's either information, misinformation, or entertainment. And you have to take it for what it is. So apparently there's a little brouhaha going on there. Something, My Big Fat Philippines Life or something like that. You can look at his last couple of videos and judge it for yourself. I don't know. Sunset Travel. still wasting away in Australia, taking care of family, responsibilities. Those are important. Owning up to those responsibilities. You have to give credit where credit's due. And it's there. You know, people don't recognize that many of us are still very actively involved in our families' lives. All right. And sometimes we have to take care of business. And that's where Sunset Travel is currently. Heath McDaniel, thank you for dropping in. Good morning, evening, watching from the middle of Lake Michigan, delivering a yacht to Marquette, Michigan, anchored down for the next. You know what, Heath? I was surprised. I was at a medical conference. I think it was in Grand Rapids. It was somewhere, and it was a resort. And it was on Lake Michigan, and I rented a 42-foot sailboat and went sailing. And I took a couple of I don't know, 7 or 8 people with me sailing on the lake. And it was the first time I've ever sailed on that big a lake, to be honest with you. And I'm not a big sailor. I'm a big powerboat guy, although I did sail a bit. But either way, I took a bunch of people sailing, and a storm came up out of nowhere. And I was really surprised just how rough that lake got. It got really, really rough. Bruce Sender, good morning, Bruce. Oh, I already said good morning to you, but you're saying hi to Slick Rick. Hi from the Buckeye State. How you doing, Barry? Thank you so much for dropping in. Let's see here. Skip it all. Watched his live stream some today. Never really seen his channel, Geo, but I'm considering Thailand as a place to retire also. Just need to vet everywhere else. You know what? I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't for Arlen, I would be in Thailand. If it wasn't for Arlen's family, I think Arlen and I would be in Thailand. There's so many different things. Not that the Philippines is bad in any way, shape, or form, but Thailand has some distinct advantages. Now, one of the disadvantages, currently the political situation in Thailand is up in the air. Currently, the visa system is up in the air, and currently they are having expat banking problems. It's all over the internet. It's all over the Thailand bloggers. Check it out, though, Skip It All. You may find you love it there. Darren from Davao. How are you doing, Darren? It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. Brewer fan, FYI, good morning. You spelled a typo. Oh, well, what can I say? Shit happens. Sometimes, I'm doing these first thing in the morning. I'm on my first pot of coffee, and, sometimes you just don't get it right, Brewer. What more can I say? Shit happens. Skip it all. It seems kind of funny that everyone says they can't afford their home countries, but they're leaving and going back. Doesn't make sense to me. And you're right, it doesn't. It doesn't until you watch the video that I've got coming out about it. Pablo was the first to give a thumbs up. Wow, ¿cómo está, Pablo? I'm glad. Thank you for dropping in. Buenos dias. Dardos Journey. How are you, Dardos? Good to see you. ¿Cómo está? Hope you're doing good. Seems like a lot of people have an issue with Sick Grandpa. I need to watch some of his videos. You know what? Sick Grandpa is entertainment. There's some value in what he says. There's no doubt about it. All right. but it is entertainment. It is his life. It is what he does. And he has a really, he has some solid points. Look, if you can't take criticism, if you can't take people talking shit about you, if you can't take any of that, don't go out on social media. And he points that out very clearly. And he also points out exactly what a quote unquote professional troll is. A troll just simply hits it and forgets it. Okay? And what I mean by that is simple. A troll will just turn around and smash you and walk away. And there's no need for you to be all butthurt about it or anything like that. He knows exactly what a troll is. Muy bien. Pablo says, I like watching Sick Grandpa, but I can take only a few minutes of it. Well, unless you're watching his live, most of his videos are only a few minutes. So it is. He says, be going through Grand Rapids next week to go watch a stock muscle car drag race. Neat. I've only been to, I think it was Grand Rapids. I think that's what it was. I've only been there once, and that was at a medical conference. And let's see here. There we go. Please subscribe and hit the like button if you're here. So I don't know anything about the town or it's about its surroundings or anything like that, to be honest with you, Heath. I really don't. Luke Dog from Southern California. How you doing, Luke Dog? Or at least you used to be in Southern California. I don't know where you are now. But thank you for joining us, that's for sure. Skip it all. I think the food is much better than the PI. I'm a big foodie, 62230. I love the food is much more diverse. And it's better. No way around it. It's just simply better. Sunset Travel says, Ricky Drama, love him or hate him, can't say. It's not entertaining. Oh, I think it is sometimes. Come on. I mean, watching him blow a gasket over nothing, that's entertaining. It really and truly is. And you know what? Sometimes it's entertaining to watch what takes place with some of these guys. Rob Marr, how you doing, Rob? Thank you for joining us. I had my Bangkok bank account frozen for the last 3 weeks. Yeah. So, Rob, that's an interesting issue. I've been seeing a lot of reports. I don't know if any of you guys watch Legal Mindset. Legal Mindset is a U.S. attorney who went to Thailand, is married to a native Thai. He became a Thai citizen. He has a license to practice law in Thailand, and he has a law firm, and he covers a lot of that stuff. He's not funny at all, but he is so informative. What's going to happen? Barry Graham. How you doing, Barry? What's going to happen with all the money stolen from the flood projects? I don't know. I don't know because they're going to have to prove it was stolen. Then they're going to have to prove who stole it. And I'll be long dead before that gets settled. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Things in the Philippines move at the speed of smell. That's just all there is to it. Philly in the Philippines, good morning, man. Philly, I've been watching your CDO. Brian is down, Philly in the Philippines is down in Cagayan de Oro. And he and Lot have been doing videos. And that's a busy city. I mean, it is busy down there. That is what it looks like. Tim Desiak, the flooding control for Manila works great. Notice that Manila flooded. Yeah, it was bad. Chosen one, is Slick Rick in here? I want my money. Does Slick Rick owe you money? Oh, come on. Come on, Chosen. How can Slick Rick? I can't believe that. Skip It All says he lived in Romulus, Michigan for a few years, never went on the lakes, mostly just worked at a power plant, trash to cash plant. Oh, neat. Sam Sig, thank you, Sam, for dropping in. Hello, Mike from Cubao. Now, by the way, from the Bay Area. God, I think the next time that Arlen and I go to the U.S., we're going to have to go to San Francisco. I used to love San Francisco. My daughter loved San Francisco. Ex-wife number 2 loved San Francisco. It's just a great area. Adam Fuente, good morning, Mike. Signing in from Siem Reap, Cambodia. Wow. Nice, Adam. How are things up in Siem Reap? How is the cost of living up there nowadays? Chosen, talk to Richie. There you go. All right, so I guess something must have transpired on the Richie Rich, another YouTuber. Nice guy. I haven't met him, but I have talked to him on several occasions. He and his partner Cheng, very nice folks. Very, very nice. So apparently, I know that Rick is a moderator on Richie Rich's channel. And so something transpired somewhere. And by the way, Rick, I tried to look you up to make you a moderator here, but I didn't ask and I couldn't find you. I don't understand. Maybe your YouTube username or something is different, but shoot me an email if you would. I've got to be able to find it to make you a moderator, if you would be a moderator. All right. We're going to get rid of this. So I know, Chosen, are you still kicked over, brother? I don't know. Chosen one, comparing the Philippines to Thailand is like comparing a Camry to a Mercedes. Nah, no. Come on, Chosen one. Let's be realistic. It's more like comparing a Camry to a Lexus. Let's be honest. All right? Let's be honest. And it's all personally driven. It really and truly is. Mike, let me know. I can meet you in Arlen for dinner. When you are you in town? You're not in the Philippines right now, are you, Rick? You're still in San Francisco? Hi from Queens, New York. Walmart and Target are already setting up Halloween shops. Are you going to do the big candy giveaway on Red Street? Okay, let me tell you this. I think I am. I think we will. I have to talk to Noli, the manager. We usually do this right there at Lucifer. And I think I will. My biggest partner in crime, my best friend here, a single guy friend here, is not going to be here for Halloween this year. He's heading to Thailand, and then from Thailand to Vietnam. He's going to be gone about 6 weeks, and during that is going to be Halloween. So I'm going to have to find maybe a couple of other people that would be willing to help us with it. So if you're in town for Halloween or you're going to be in town for Halloween, we would love the help. So touch base, send us an email, get in touch with us. So if we can get the help, not financial, all right, just the physical help, and that means throwing out the candy and keeping a little bit of crowd control, because that's the biggest problem we have is the crowd control. So that's going to play a big part in it. Heath says, swing by my place in Southeast Tennessee, take you two out on the pontoon boat in the Tennessee River. You know, I would love to, Heath. I really and truly would. I don't know if we're going to make it like there. I know that the next time we go to the U.S., it'll be, it will not probably be a pleasure trip. But we'll see. Chosen one. I think the only country on par with the Philippines is Cambodia. Cambodia with the edge. Chosen one. How can you say that? I don't know. Tell us why you think Cambodia is better than the Philippines. Chosen, what? Never been to Cambodia. I've been to Thailand and Vietnam. Not even close. All right. Sure thing, Mike. I'd be honored. Great. Skip it all. Okay, everyone. How bad is the language barrier in Thailand? Would I need to hire a translator? I have a hard enough time with the English language. No. First off, the language barrier in very basic English is not bad. Okay? When you start talking more than basic English in Thailand, you can use Google Translate. You can get a translator on your phone. You can talk into it. It'll spit it out in Thai, and in turn, they can answer you in Thai, and it'll spit it out in English. It's not, it's easy enough to get a translation, but it is a pain in the ass. But if you're in major, like if you're in Pattaya, you're not going to even see that. If you're in Phuket, you're not going to even see it. The people there speak a tremendous amount of English well. Bangkok depends on what parts of Bangkok you're in, but as you move into the rural areas of Thailand, it's an absolute must. GD, how are you, GD? Good to see you. Barry Graham, looks like America maybe be heading for a downturn. You know what? I have some significant concerns with the U.S. I really do. Camry to Alexis is just as bad. I didn't say it was good, okay? Come on, chosen one. I didn't say it was good, all right? You've got to have a good reason to choose the Philippines over Thailand. You really do. The visa situation in Thailand is heading in the wrong decision, I think. Thailand is a rich enough country that they can pretty much piss on expats, and they have recently. Adam says, Siem Reap is great. It's a tourist town, so the locals know how to cater to foreigners, speak good English. They take U.S. dollars as currency, which is great. I won't complain with $200 rent in a city. No, that sounds great. That sounds great. Let me move this back over here. There we go. You can read that a little bit easier. When he's in San Francisco, it's when we decide to come. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Rick. Lexus ain't cheap. No, they're not. They're not. W. Good to see you, W. Thank you for dropping in. San Francisco is still a great city. Don't listen to any naysayers. I'm in New York. The best time I like going there is August when it's hot here, and every day in the 60s in Frisco. Yeah, we used to go to San Francisco when it was 110 in Phoenix, all right? and we would just jump on a hour and I think it was an hour and 20 or an hour and 40-minute flight. There were 6 or 7 of them a day out of Sky Harbor and in Phoenix that take you up to. We would fly. I would fly into Oakland, small airport, easy. Rental cars easy. Fly into Oakland, drive across the bay, and have a great weekend. The new San Francisco mayor has said to be doing a great job, and that's good. Good. Chosen, Mike wants to defend the Philippines truly in his heart. I've never seen a country worse in the Philippines. Stray kids and animals. I haven't seen it nowhere else. I'm sorry. Well, you know what, Chosen? I guess you've never been to Rwanda, Gambia, parts of South Africa. All right. And I will tell you this. It is not a good thing here. You're right. All right. Stray dogs everywhere. Even though in some places they eat them. Number 2, stray kids everywhere, and they don't eat stray kids. So they're there. But the lack of adult supervision, adult responsibility, the infrastructure issues, power issues, lack of high-end food, good food you can get, high-end food you can't. Good food you can get if you're willing to go get it, or in Pattaya. I think you're in Pattaya, Chosen One, aren't you? Aren't you in Pattaya? You can pretty much walk to good food everywhere, and with a little bit of effort, you can get great food. And then there are those of us that love Thai food. So that makes a big difference all the way around. I'm not disagreeing with you, Chosen One. Like I said, if it wasn't for Arlen, I wouldn't be here. And if it wasn't for Arlen's family, I don't think Arlen and I would be here. We would be retired over in Pattaya, one of my favorite Thai cities. Skip it all. Going to San Fran, you need to take out a loan to get dinner and drinks. Brother lives in Santa Rosa, bought a house, crazy price, over $1 million, was there when he was in the Navy on the outskirts. Yeah, San Francisco has never been, to the best of my knowledge or memory, a cheap city. Brian says, come on, Chosen One. This has got to be sarcasm. Philippines is the #1 travel destination in all of Southeast Asia. Yeah. You know what? I bet Philly's sitting around. He's watching this live stream with a cup of coffee and a Cinnabon. All right? I bet he's got a Cinnabon this morning. I wouldn't put money on it, but it wouldn't surprise me. Adam Fuentes says, flood money recourse will be the same recourse as Imelda Marcos shoe collection extending through the 80s. Nothing will be done. This too will pass. And you know what, Adam? You're probably correct. You are probably correct. So is it better to make Philippines a home base than travel everywhere else? I have aspirations of going to most of the countries in Southeast Asia. You know what? Thailand is a base too. You can get from, Thailand, the good thing is, I can't remember the name of the main Thai airport in Bangkok. They have, plenty of flights all over the place. Now, I don't know what the pricing is, but you can travel fine from Thailand. You can. It just depends on what you want. All right. If you can deal with, even though the traffic, like I've driven in Bangkok, I've driven in Pattaya, I've driven in Chiang Mai. All right. I've driven all over Thailand. Even though in Bangkok and in Pattaya, well, Pattaya not really, but Bangkok, the traffic is difficult. All right. It's crowded, it's chaotic, it's still not as bad. Excuse me. It's still not as bad as the Philippines metro area traffic. I don't know what traffic's like in Davao, but I can tell you that in Angeles, it pretty much sucks because nobody pays any attention to traffic law, number one. Number two, in Manila, it's a horror story. I mean, it's a war zone. Don't care for San Francisco. Even I was in the Navy and they treated us, I don't know, Barry. Sorry for that, but we had a great time. Chosen one, don't do that, Mike. Don't compare Africa, the Philippines. We in Asia. Only talking about Asia. You said you hadn't been anywhere to see it. I'm telling you it does exist, chosen one. All right? Now, the bottom line is in Asia, yes, I would tend to agree. I would agree with you, chosen one. Barry, San Francisco isn't for everyone. It all depends on where you're hanging out at. Yeah. Philly, you're close, Mike. I'm drinking coffee and watching the Baltimore Buffalo Sunday night. Yeah. This is the problem we have. All right. And I'm not sure how long I'm going to tolerate it. We set up our live streams to not step on the foot of other people. Now people are becoming full-time streamers. Because their videos don't do shit, they stream full-time. All right? They'll do a live stream every day, every other day. And so, I have a limited window of time to do live streams. So we chose years ago when we first started getting, in fact, Brian will tell you, when we first started getting into it, and I was still running into Brian for breakfast at Tequila Reef, I made it a point to ask Brian, hey, when do you do your live streams? Now, over the course of the years, we've stepped on each other by accident a couple of times, but now everybody steps on everybody. And so I don't know, but this is what I'm used to. I'm used to my Monday mornings, and during football season, I suffer the consequences. Whatever happened oh, come on, skip it all. Oh, my God. Oh, no, I thought you were talking about my wife. You're talking about Emil Marcos. I don't know what happened. I saw a documentary on her one time, and they were showing all of her shoes at her home in Hawaii. But that was years ago, so I have no idea. I thought you were talking about my wife. I made my wife. So Arlene just recently went to the province for Fiesta. I told her, you got to take some of these shoes to the province. You can't buy any more shoes until you take some shoes to the province. All right. I got nowhere else. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath, all right, 120 square meter condo. I have no more room for shoes. So some of them are in the province, skip it all, but not Emil the Marcos's. That's for sure. Skip it all. Were you stationed at Almeida? Okay. Let's see. Philly says, having a good day, Mike, and everyone else heading to Pancake House for breakfast. Good. Have a great breakfast, Philly. Thanks for dropping in. Chosen one. You guys just don't get it. Nobody in this room has traveled more than me. You'd be hard-pressed to find a country worse than the Philippines. I'm here because of my Filipina, but I tell the truth. You're right, chosen one. you are right. The Philippines is, you got to have a reason to decide to be in the Philippines with all of the other options that are out there. And that's the honest truth. Chosen One's 100% correct. You got to have a reason for that. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hold on a second. What's going on here? Super chats. Chosen One, 500 pesos, showing some love. It's about time. I know. Well, thank you so much, Chosen One. Yay! Yay! We don't get, we know what? We don't get much in the way of super chats. So when we do, it is a special occasion. Thank you, Chosen. We certainly appreciate it. And we do appreciate your participation. Jose Rodriguez, $20. Good morning, Mike and the gang. What's up, Philly and the Philippines? Let's show some love. Wow. That is tremendous. Thank you so much, Jose. I certainly appreciate it. We certainly appreciate it. Okay? Thank you. Now, one of the things, if you are out there and you're thinking of doing a super chat or a sticker, might I recommend, all right, that you buy some memberships for a lesser degree, even if it's one or two. Buy some memberships. I want to grow the member section. I really and truly do. That's another option, but we certainly appreciate them. Oh my God. You know, we very rarely get super chats. Slick Rick on the BART and Chinatown, not really looking for trouble. In Chinatown, we were refused service. It was a long time ago. Wow. We always had a great time in Chinatown. Paul Henderson, when I've been in Bangkok, every time you stop at a traffic light, 50 motor scooters pull up. Yep, that is absolutely true. Absolutely true. But they don't get in your way. In other words, they're not cutting you off. They're not squeezing you over. That's my experience driving in Bangkok. Okay? That, and I had on one of my trips to Thailand, I flew into, what is it? Sukhumvit? No, I can't remember the name of the airport. I flew into the main airport, rented a car, and I was in a hurry. I was on my way up to Chiang Mai. And so I wheeled through a drive-through Burger King in Bangkok. And that was an interesting ordeal. I'll have to tell you about it one day. Pablo, I was on a new ship outfitted in Valago for 4 months. Wow, nice. Slick Rick, Barry, I can see some places in Chinatown. I'm not sure why it has some bad service on BART, though. It's like any other big city. Sometimes people are in a bad mood. Yeah, it happens. So let me tell you a little bit about what's coming up. All right. So I've been getting a ton of questions, and there have been a ton of videos out there by YouTubers. Well, what are we going to do? Well, this is my next project. Okay? This is it. My next project. I am going to go to I've got a video that's going to explain all of this. Yeah, I know there's a typo in this. All right, there's some quick notes that I wrote. We are going to go get information directly from the bars, and we're going to tell you the name of the bar, and we're going to answer those questions. So there's going to be a video about this coming out in the next couple of days. And when it comes out, in those comments, I want you to add to my list of questions. I want you to tell me what other questions, legitimate questions. Don't be a dink. You all right? Chosen one, you got to be sober when you do this. You got to be sober. All right. What other questions do you want me to get you the name of? And this is not going to be just the Wolfpack bars. And each week, we're going to do a video on the information that we got. Now, there may be 2 videos depending on, I have a couple other little tricks up my, well, they're not tricks. What am I saying? I have a couple more ideas up my sleeve about this. I don't know how possible it'll be, but it may be there'll be a basic video on this each week in the open channel, and then another video in the members only section that may have a little bit more information, is the best word I'm going to give you for now. You're going to have to wait and see. Barry Graham, I remember on the Bart Queer saying, look at the dumb sailors. I would love to go back and show them my 6-figure hat. Indeed, Barry. Barry, I would say that you unfortunately ran into some uneducated people who find fault in everyone and anything. I'm sorry that, yeah. I mean, you know what? There's bad things everywhere. There really are. The best fried calamari I've ever had was at a restaurant over there at Fisherman's Wharf. What was it, Pier 39 or Pier 34? It was called the Neptune. Oh my God, they had the best ever. The best ever. My daughter used to love going there. She wasn't really a calamari fan. She'd get like a cheeseburger. But what was interesting was you could watch the seals and everything. My daughter loved that. Jose Rodriguez gifted 5 Philippine Journey members. Thank you, Jose. Thank you. Oh, bless you. Ace Bachelor Tom received, that, you know who that, you know what? I'll bet Ace Bachelor Tom is Kuya John. Good evening, Kuya John. How you doing? Okay. Bradley Fish, welcome to the members ring. Ricky Last, welcome. Bruce Cinder, you don't have the body to get a lot of super chats. I see yeah, I definitely don't. I don't know. This is smooth and sexy and appealing. Come on. Bruce, look at this. If I just put a little thingy on the top, it'd be like a giant nipple, huh? I'd be boob head. Maybe I could get a cone head mask. I wonder where I could get one of those. One of those little, remember the cone heads from Saturday Night Live? JT picked up a membership. Thank you so much. My Views picked up a membership. Wow. 5 more members. Thank you so much, Jose. Barry says it was during the hippie Vietnam stuff. Jose Rodriguez, how do I accept it, Jose? You just click on it and make sure you can accept it, Sunset. But somebody will have to gift more because right now, I think all 5 of them are already out. Bangkok, BKK, Servnabun. Yeah, I never could pronounce that, Paul, but you're right. Easier to say BKK. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Bruce, I got to agree. You're a funny guy. Sunset Travel, I have no clue. I think it randomly picks. No, you have to be able to accept it. You have to be able to accept it. Click on it. And you have to be able to accept it. Bart began in 72. Oh. Thank you, Jose, for the membership. Ricky, no problem. Yes, Mike, that was on Pier 39. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. And didn't it burn down, Rick? If I remember correctly, I remember reading in the news, there was a big fire at Neptune's and they decided not to rebuild it or something like that. Pier 39 was great. Was there in the early 80s. Lots of entertainment up and down the pier. Yeah, we had a great time there. My daughter loved it. Michael Atos, how you doing, Michael? Thanks for joining us. If you get some gangster tattoos and some street cred, you could get some chat money. Well, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Did you go to North Beach? See Carol Dora? I don't know who Carol Dora is. We used to go to, anyways, Doda. Carol Doda. I don't know who Carol Doda is. Sunset Travel says, if you want, I'll message you the cheapest bar fine bar in AC to drop into. You can, or you know what, Sunset, when you get back, maybe we can do a day bar hop and drop by. I'm sure it's one of the ones off perimeter. But these are going to be places that Arlen and I will go to. I think I've been to the bars in since pre-pandemic. That's how many years, right? Without Arlen, less than 8 times. Less than 8 times. I would think. Less than 10 for sure. Less than a dozen. All right. Let's be a little bit more realistic. Okay. Yes, Mike. It's no longer there on Pier 39. They've since moved or reopened or opened a location. Oh, nice. Nice. Skip it all. Carol Doda worked at Big Al's. Okay. I don't know who Carol Doda is. And I don't know what Big Al's is. Okay. No, it's very close to Candy. Okay. All right. Well, Sunset, when you get here, let's go explore it together. Let's do that. So we've got that coming up, number one. Now, what about this? Okay. As we do more videos, as we get a little bit more rampant, the comments from dumbasses just never cease to amaze me. So now, once a week, once every other week, whatever, we're going to gather up the comments and we're going to do the flatulent Carabao. Let me get rid of that. The Flatulent Carabao Award. And this is going to be in recognition of somebody's significant gastric distress. All right. And I'm going to give them a prize. They can come to Angeli's and we'll have a gift basket. It's going to have a bottle of Gas X, some wet toilet wipes for their butt hurt ass. All right. And a standard airline upchuck vomit bag. The Flatulent Carabao Award. We're just going to start showing you some of these comments that are just out in midfield. Cliff Turner. Hi from Bicol, Mike. Enjoy your day. Well, either we are doing pathetically bad, or there are a lot of live streams going on, or it's a very exciting Sunday night football game. We went from 55 to 25 in just about 10 minutes, right at 9 o'clock, 9:876. I bet it's the Sunday night football. So we may have to start doing these a little earlier. We'll see. Jose says, boom, I am, Let me reflip this over. Doop. Jose says, I'm so looking forward to 9 days. In 9 days, getting on the plane to see my girlfriend. Hey, good deal, Jose. Now, Jose, you've been in a long-term relationship also. I mean, this is not one of those short things. You're in a really serious relationship, aren't you? And where are you? Where are you going to be going when you're here in the Philippines? I've been to Day on the Greens. Nice. What's a carabao? Well, it's a water buffalo, essentially. They call them carabaos here. They're water buffaloes. They pretty much eat, fart, sleep in the mud. They use them as work animals. But like a cow, they're very gaseous. Pablo, of course, I just walked by the other week. It still looks the same. It's the only topless place left on Broadway Street. Wow. Okay. The first one to get awards should be John the Pissed Off Brit. Nah. You know what? I don't pay any attention. I don't even watch John the Brit anymore. I don't even watch him. I mean, once in a while, somebody will send me a link, email it to me, say, hey, he was talking about you, or hey, he was talking about this, or whatever. Sometimes I'll take a look at it. Sometimes, most of the time, I don't. I don't really give a shit what John does or says. His life is radically different than mine. His views are radically different than mine. His desires in life are radically different than mine. And so with that being said, I just don't give a shit. I really don't. He's not going to change my outlook on life. All right. He's not going to change how I treat my wife or how I treat my family or how I do what I do. It doesn't, and he certainly isn't going to teach me anything. And I say that because what is he going to teach you? He's going to teach you the things that he failed at. So, I mean, it makes no difference to me. All right. Now, if he was going to do a video on how to lay concrete or how to be a carpenter or how to do welding, I might watch that because I can't do those things. And he is a tradesman. So. Cool. Pablo Chicano, seen Sammy Hagar, Journey, Cheap Trick, Black Sabbath, a few more concerts. Was great. I've never seen Sammy Hagar. I have seen Journey on a couple of occasions. I saw Black Sabbath once. All right. When I was young, I used to love to go to concerts. Have the SNF game on mute and listen to it while this chat. Okay. Does water buffalo replace cows for beef? In some places, Zenda, it's funny you should bring that up. In some places, they will sell carabao as beef. They've been caught doing it. This is not something I'm making up. This is not an urban myth. In some places, they sell it as carabao. All right. Apparently, it doesn't taste all that great. But I think if you add enough seasoning, enough spices, enough bay leaf, and you stew it long enough and maybe throw some pork fat in there, you might get a decent stew out of it. I don't know. Mike. Apparently, you make me a moderator while I'm on the chat. Yes, I could if I was using, Rick, if I was using YouTube. If I was using YouTube, there's another way to do it for my chat program. I use Ecamm Live for my chat program, and it doesn't allow me to make you a moderator. All right. It doesn't. But, you know, Arlen, if you're in the next room and you're listening to this, could you bring me my iPad? And because I don't know if I could do that on my mobile. No, I can't. Only because I can't do squat on my phone. I hate my phone. My iPad, if I could bring it up on my iPad. Oh, you know what? There might be another way. Hang on, people. Let's see if we can make Rick a moderator. Let's see what to do here. If I bring up Google in a new window, Chrome in a new window, and I go to my YouTube studio, and I go to my content, and I go to my live, and there I am live, and let's see if I can bring myself over to this, and let me mute that. Now, there's Slick Rick, and go to channel pin, remove, hide, add as a moderator. Standard, remove channel, and save. And there we go. All right, so now, Rick, I want you to leave the room and come back in and see if you have a wrench. Carabao milk does not taste good to me. Jose, long distance, over a year dating. I stay in Makati because that's her place of work, but she's originally deep in Mindanao, part of a province of Davao Agusan del Norte. Yeah, you know what? Our house in Mindanao is in Agusan del Norte. So that's the way it is. But yeah, Jose's been in a long relationship. Zinda, I've not tried anything other than American and Mexican food. I wonder how my taste buds would agree. You know what, Zinda? You never know till you try. I would say try in moderation. Michael says, I can see you at a karaoke bar singing Agua Vida. And all right. So, yeah, I got a story I'll tell you one day about that, but not today. Not today. Skip it all. Keep on buying those Apple products, people. I have money invested in it. There you go. And there you go, Rick. Rick is back, and now he is officially a moderator in our Philippine journey. Woohoo, that worked. Thank you, Mike, for giving me that. Thank you, Rick, for being as mature, responsible person. We really enjoy your time and love it. Thank you, Rick. Those skinny cows in the Philippines don't produce good beef. The best hamburger I had in the Philippines was at a place called 8 Cuts in the Mall of Asia, Manila. Their beef comes from the U.S. Yeah, it is what it is. I don't know. I do know that there are a lot of people that have said, I've had beef from Filipino cows, and it's okay. But, I mean, what's their idea of it's okay? I'm not sure about that. You know, I really am not. I can tell you I've had steaks from, famous steakhouses here in the Philippines that weren't so great. Now, I will tell you, in Boracay, at the Mandarin Hotel, they have a prime rib buffet. And it's almost worth going out of your way to take a trip to Boracay. It is the best prime rib I've had here in the Philippines. Jose says, I've been to Panabo as well, where her grandparents live. Wow. Panabo. Okay. Geez. So Jose's been around. It's not like, all right. So Jose's met his LDR. They're in a long distance relationship. They're doing well. I wish him the best of success. Skip it all. Oh, can't piss Rick off now. Nah. I think Rick will be very, very fair. I really do. Okay? Can I be the first guy Slick Rick bans? No. And that's something else, Rick, just so you know. I don't ban people. All right? I'm the only one. The moderators here can put them on a long timeout. You can delete their comments. You can chastise them. You can put them on a long timeout, but no banning. I don't like banning people because sometimes people just have a bad day. Zenda says the best prime rib in the world is Four Queens Casino. No way, Zenda. The best prime rib in Vegas is at the Golden Steer. All right? If you've never eaten at the Golden Steer, get their prime rib and Alaskan king crab legs. It'll set you back a half a mortgage payment, but it is worth every dime if you've got excess cash. I used to love. Now, if you ask my daughter, where is the best prime rib? My daughter is going to tell you in Vegas, the best prime rib is at Ellis Island, which is so funny. It was just, when my daughter was young, I want to say my daughter was about, 11 years old. All right. And my daughter and I would do a daddy-daughter weekend every month. I would fly her down to Houston. I would fly her down to wherever. But we often went to Vegas. And we would sit on the concrete, the half wall in front of Bally's and people watch. She loved that. Well, right behind Bally's is Ellis Island. And we would walk down to Ellis Island, all right? And one day, instead of getting her standard hamburger or whatever, I ordered prime rib, which, you wouldn't think of as that great at Ellis Island. I mean, it's a 2-star place at best, okay? Well, Taylor the Bean, my daughter's name, her nickname is the Bean, all right? She decides, you know what, Daddy, I want to try the prime rib. And she's never really been a big prime rib person. So I ordered her a big ass prime rib because it was so cheap, all right? I mean, it was just way more than she was going to eat, all right? Ordered this big ass prime rib for her. And to this day, and let me tell you, I've traveled all over the U.S. with my daughter. And we have eaten from mom and pop diners to 3-star Michelin restaurants in some of the most major cities. And to this day, my daughter will still tell you, for her, the best prime rib is at Ellis Island, which I'm sure is just because it's a childhood thing. All right. Let's see here. Let me try and catch up on some of the... Michael says, by my wife hometown in Deep Log area, there was a beef ranch raiding Texas Brahma beef years ago, raising Texas Brahma. You know what? I have seen Brahma bulls in the fields up. There's a place halfway between Angeles and Manila, and I've seen some Brahma bulls out there. So, that doesn't surprise me. Rick, no, I've gotten to know all of Mike's people. Yep. Rick's been around. He knows everybody. Take care, everyone. Time to go to the gym. Take care, Tim. Thank you so much for dropping it. Sunset Drive. The best steak I bought once was from Barretto's to cook myself. Okay. I can understand that. I think I cook a better steak than I can buy in the close vicinity of Angeles City. Zinda says, you got me there. I've heard of it, kind of. Think I would have to win the lotto to afford the golden steer, but it's amazing to hear. It is, Zinda, it is not inexpensive. I'm just going to be honest with you. Okay. It is not something that, it is expensive. It is. But the ambiance and everything that goes with it, it just makes for an experience. But the food is just phenomenal. Iron Butterfly. Okay. Everyone, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and notification. There you go. Rick, kicking it up a notch already. Jeez. Thank you very much, Rick. So, what else is going on? Well, we've got a little bit of drama between that guy and Ricky, Sick Grandpa, Ricky Drama, Sick Grandpa Bruin. I don't understand that. I don't understand why people care about that, to be honest with you. There are trolls. There are, nobody is going to be appreciative. In fact, the biggest troll, I'm not going to, you know what? It's in a video coming up. You'll have to wait and see. All right. But you just deal with, you just let them be. Let them be trolls. All right. Why bother? Well, they're entitled to an opinion. And if their opinion is an attack, you can remove the comment. You can, and if they do a video, well, just like nobody's forcing you to watch this, nobody's going to force me to watch them. So, I don't get it, unless they start going after your family or innocent people, that's where I start to really get upset a little bit, I guess would be the best word for it. So, but otherwise, I could give a rat's ass. Adam, have you been to Vietnam? Though I'm in Cambodia now, I'll be moving back to Vietnam in November. I was in Vietnam probably close to 30 years ago. So I'd be like the last person to give you any kind of advice about Vietnam. I had a good time when I was there, but it's changed dramatically. Sam Sag, how you doing, Sam? Carol Docks was a bigger version of Dolly Parto. Okay. Michael, I got a good beef tenderloin in Cebu at the Spanish restaurant in Cebu across from the Diplomat Hotel. Nice. Good beef tenderloin's really hard to come by, to be honest with you. It really is. Wait, what is the name of the good steak place? I'd love to have a good steak. Are you talking in Vegas? All right. Now, is that what you're talking about, Rich? And by the way, welcome, Richie. Come on. Richie Rich abroad. We were just talking about you earlier. I think Chosen was in here trying to find his money. You can't stop the trolls, man. I only stop them if they're attacking me, loved ones or my audience. Yeah. Slick Rick, I'm moonlighting. Ipar's restaurant, Y Bar D. Okay. I think they're talking about something that Richie can go to. Now, Richie lives in Makati. So, Richie, there's a P.F. Chang's Steakhouse over in Resort World. And I was not at all. I had a casino comp on opening night. I was a guest opening night. Arlen and I were guests opening night at when they opened up P.F. Chang's Steakhouse. And he was there, and his son, who runs it, or runs the business nowadays, was there. I could have been like first night problems, but we were not impressed at all. I was not. I guess things may have changed by now. Zinda, I like the positive outlooks on Philippines videos in general. All negatives about Philippines, I feel, are just someone's bad experience. As 1% of the travelers, surely most people adopt to the culture. Yeah, you know what, Zinda? I have very little negative to say about the Philippines. It has issues, just like every place has issues. All right? Zinda, where are you from? Where are you at? Zinda Alona, are you near Alona Beach in Bohol? Loved that place. So either way, people are different, opinions are different, their outlooks, their experiences, and their exposure is different. All of those things are different. Some people will never adapt to any country once they leave America. They're just not able to. It happens. Jose says, Sid Grandpa started bringing in Gio's kids into the video. That's overdoing it. Yeah, I don't think it's one thing to say you know what? I just think you leave kids out. Kids, they're not there to defend themselves. So you leave them out of it. All right? Now, in Sid Grandpa's defense, did he bring them in just by saying Gio abandoned them? Or did he start saying bad things about the kids? I don't know. I don't watch all his stuff, so I can't give you an answer. So look, I see that you have a new occupation. I keep seeing denying YouTube vids lately. The beach looks great. Yeah. Sunset, have you been to Vietnam? I haven't. I don't know. Zenda says, are there any opportunities to buy lease land to create a small cattle ranch? Seems like an opportunity there. You know what? I don't know a damn thing about raising cattle. I know nothing about it. Can you lease land? Sure. You can't buy it as a foreigner in your name. You can control it. All right. There are ways to do that, but we're not going to get into it. It would take a long live stream and a lot of explanation. There are ways for you to control land, but you can't buy it as a foreigner unless you can't individually buy it. That's the best way to say it. You could inherit it for your lifetime, but there are rules on that too. Please consider being a member. Oh, thank you so much, Rick. Ipar is a Filipino chef trained in Spain and moved back to, oh, neat. I wonder how good his food is, Michael. Was it really good? I must be totally frank. Are there any Morton Steakhouses or Ruth Chris's in the Philippines? I know there's a Ruth Chris in Makati at Green Hills, or there used to be a Ruth Chris in Makati over the Green Hills Mall. I don't know if it's still there, but there used to be one there years ago. Somebody could probably Google that. Richie says, if there was, I'd be there. Zinda says, nope, I'm in Dallas area, currently planning an extended vacation in November, December, hoping to learn as much. You know what, Zinda? You're doing the right thing. You're doing your research, and that is the key for your first visit. Do the research so that you're not in culture shock when you get here. Totally Frank Kenny Rogers. There you go. Yeah, he abandoned them. Yeah, he did. Geo did abandon them. But that's going after Geo, not his kids. Sunset, never been there, maybe on the way back. There you go. Sunset's talking about Vietnam. Cinda, oh, I see. Live just divest the risk by allowing Filipino business partners like 6 ways would seem the typical practice of business. You could. Here is the basic way you do it. Okay? This is the way all the big foreign corporations have done it. This is the way all the big foreign millionaires have done it. You form a Filipino corporation, and in that Filipino corporation, you have Class A and Class B stockholders. Your Class B stockholders own 51% or 60%, depending, of the stock. Your Class A stockholders, you own 40% of the class of the stock. Okay? That being said, you have a management agreement that cannot be voided or anything else amongst the partners. Okay? It can only be changed by unanimous vote, and that includes your vote. And you have specific rights as a Class A stockholder. That's how you do it. That's how the big corporations do it. They have, all right. Now you got to find some Filipino partners that are willing to just sit on the buy side and collect an annual fee, so to speak. That's how you do it. That's one way. There's also the Foreign Investment Act of 2020, which it's going to cost you millions, and be restrictive as well. Then there is how married to a Filipina, she has no children, she passes away, you inherit that land, and upon your death, that land, or upon the time you decide to divest yourself, that land must go to a national, a Filipino national. Hey, Totally Frank, good to see you. Richie, yeah, there's a Ruth Chris in BGC. Yeah, apparently there's one in BGC. Richie says there used to be one over at Green Hills Mall, but I don't know. I guess that was probably about 5 years ago. So, Adam, One News PH had a great interview with a Filipino investor 2 years ago. Lack of electricity, poor workforce are reasons investors do not choose. Yeah, there are a lot of reasons, all right? A lot of reasons that investors don't come to the Philippines. The Philippines is not foreign investor friendly, and its infrastructure is not business friendly. And that's the honest truth. That is the honest truth. I must be totally Frank. How you doing, Frank? Thanks for dropping in. McLovin dropping back by. How you doing? Good to see you. Quantum Leap Band DC. Do you, other expats and Filipinos discuss American politics, like opinions on Trump, Elon Musk, immigration issues, etc.? And is it controversial? Well, all right, Quantum Leap. It's funny you should bring that up. Yes, yes, and yes. All right. So I created a members only section. All right. In this channel, I don't delve into that because it is so controversial, as you are pointing out. Okay. But I do want a place for people of reasonable minds and opinions, all right, to discuss these things. Because I think that there is a lot to be said. I think a lot of expats need to weigh in and understand how American politics and opinions are going to affect and impact their rights and their benefits and their lives as expats. So in the member section, yes, I just started it, and that's where it'll be. So do we talk about it amongst ourselves? My expat friends, 50%, yes. 50%, they don't want to talk about anything in America. Not that they dislike America. Right? They just aren't interested in it. That's the best thing that I can say to answer that question. I thought, just skip it all. I thought Jollibee was a 5-star restaurant. Okay. So skip it all, just so you know. All right. I'm going to give you a little piece of information. When you hear people telling you, I went to a 5-star Michelin restaurant. I went to a 5-star Michelin chef. I used to work in a 5-star Michelin this, Michelin that. They're full of shit. Michelin ratings only go to 3 stars. That's it. All right. But because people want to run their mouth, much like many YouTubers, all right, they don't know that. They just think, oh, it's a 5, like Ricky, just like Sick Grandpa, the 5-star life. Okay. Well, it's 5 stars on Yelp. All right. It's 5 stars. It's 5 stars on WhatsApp. Did this call go through well for you? All right. Those types of things. But when it comes to the reality is 3 stars. 3 stars is the highest it goes on Michelin, just in case you ever want to catch somebody. Michael, Kenny Rogers remind me of Kramer and Newmer. No kidding. No kidding. Yeah, Frank is right. Mike, I'd love to discuss the foreign investor topic with you when we meet. You know what, Richie? I don't think we're going to be able to make it down for your meet and greet. I would love to. Unfortunately, I have a problem with it. Not you by any way, shape, or means. I'm not going to, I don't think we're going to be able to make it, and I apologize. I wish we could. I really and truly do. But sooner or later, Arlene's going to want to go shopping in Manila. And when she does, we'll arrange to have a dinner with you and Cheng and have a great time, a great conversation. Would love to do that. Having access to a nearby national highway would be my concern transporting beef from the province of Angeles City to Metro Manila, something small like 100 acres. I don't know, Zenda. I honestly don't. I know nothing about ranching or farming or anything. You're talking about, look, I'm proud right now. Let me tell you what I'm proud of right now. Arlene went to the province for Fiesta. She was gone 11 days, I think it was. So on my balcony, I think it's It's either 11 or 14 plants. I'm proud that not a damn one of them died. Not even my one special needs tree. We have this tree that has plagued us ever since I almost killed the damn thing a couple years back. It has been stunted. I mean, it would be qualifying as a, what do they call them? How do they politically correct name for short people? Little people, all right, whatever it is. I mean, this thing has been stunted for 2 years. And I mean, it was just coming back to life. It survived our Thailand trip. The housekeepers kept it alive. We were in Thailand for a couple weeks and then back. It was still doing good. And then our Lynn, who waters the plants religiously, takes care of them, all right? She goes to the province. And my one agricultural experience keep these damn plants alive, and not a one of them died. So I'm the last person you want to talk to about raising cattle, farming, or keeping anything alive that grows. Jose, it to some degree is best that the Philippines is not foreign investor friendly. Let's be real about that. I know this isn't the place to discuss. No, Jose, no, you're wrong. This is the place to discuss it, I think. You know, if it was foreign investor friendly, it would be a totally different country. The Filipinos would be in slave labor, all right? They really, truly would. Worse than they are. It's already terrible. Did you see Rafi Tufalo? He wants a nationwide minimum wage, even in the province. Nationwide minimum wage, 650 pesos a day, which is not squat, but it's a big improvement for many areas. There's so much money that would pour into the beaches and everything else here. It would totally wreck some of the most beautiful areas that they are. McLovin says the return on investment takes way too long to recoup in the Philippines. Yeah, it does. It really does, because you can't get much for what you do. You can't. All right. Return on investment. McLovin, it's funny you say, I've got a video coming out about YouTubers and return on investment. You're going to be interested in it. 5 stars is the new 3 stars. There you go, Zenda. Well, hey, although Jollibee is not a 5-star or 3-star or 1-star restaurant, I'll tell you, their peach mango pies are great, and I do like their fried chicken. Adam, there's 5 stars on her backside. There you go. I just got a text from a Rhea. I don't know who Rhea is. What's it? Is that some girl fishing, or is that your LDR, or I don't know. Who's a Rhea? What's that all about, Jose? Richie, it's all good, Mike. We will get together and have a great time when we meet. We will. People of short stature. There you go. McLovin knows, right? I have a plant that is of short stature, but it is growing like a weed now. Not like a weed. It is doing great. All right. And I didn't kill it while our Lynn was in the province. So I'm happy with that. David Kelly, great live stream. Yeah, I fact checked you on Michelin. Yep. 1 to 3 stars. Yeah, David. You know what? I'm glad you fact checked me. And what's more important than that, David, is the fact that you will fact check. You need to. There's so much bullshit and misinformation and garbage being put out. You need to fact check. YouTube is Philippines YouTube is the greatest source of misinformation I think I may have ever seen in my life. If it's not, it's got to be in the top 3. Skip it all. Vertically challenged. There you are. Skip it all. When you talk Michelin, I just think of tires. I've never even been a 1-star. I've been to a couple of 3 stars. I've been to a lot of 1 stars. It part of business and client business and, stuff like that. But either way, I mean, it's kind of funny. I've been to restaurants that I think far exceed 1-star Michelin ratings, and yet they don't have it. And it's a shame. I don't put a lot of faith in it, to be honest with you. I've been to French Laundry up in California, Northern California, when it was around. I don't know if it's still around. I've been there. I've been to Nobu. I've been to all kinds, the Chop House, all kinds of places. My favorite steakhouse is in Chicago. All right. It's called the Rosebud. It's about 150, 200, 100 yards down the street from the Drake Hotel. That, to me, and I don't think the Rosebud was ever or has ever been a 1-star, but to me, the best steakhouse I've ever been in. Zinda says, I'm happy to visit as a traveler, but always open to opportunity in life to meet friends, create Sure, Zinda, absolutely. And that's part of your experience. Isn't that important? Isn't that important to you to experience life on your terms? See, that's the problem that comes up is, had a text come in. You see, you need to experience life on your terms, not on my terms, not on my advice, all right? Not on Richie's advice, not on anybody else's advice, no other YouTubers. You can listen to what they say, but then fact check it, okay? Fact check it. And then experience life on your terms, because we're all so different. We really and truly are. McLevin, I mean, you have these curry pots, cheap Charlies, all right, that order a bottle of water at Phillies and sit there for 4 hours watching TV and using free. Yeah, they do. They do. They're just waiting to pick up the latest Freelancer or Mermaid. For those of you that don't know, all right, if you come to the Philippines, you know what a ladyboy is already, or, I bet you all do. You know what a bakla is already. You normally do. That's also they also call them mermaids. All right? Keep that in mind. David Kelly, we are having huge problems with Western Union and all of Zimbabwe. Really? Anyone else? Is Western Union having problem getting money to give it out or being open or connectivity, David? Can you give me an idea what's happening, David? Jose says, real estate agent from Makati trying to sell condos from the shrink. I got to tell you, you need to know what you're doing when you buy condos in the Philippines. It is not as cut and dry as they would make you think it is. During my last trip to the Philippines last August, I fell in love with Jollibee spicy chicken. My wife loves Jollibee spicy chicken. I like Jollibee spicy chicken, but in moderation. In other words, I can't eat it every time I eat it. I can't eat a big piece of like a breast is too much. A wing, spicy, and then a breast, regular, that works for me. McLevin, come on, Mike, that 1K US dollar king budget is not true. Oh, come on, McLevin. I thought you were doing it for 600 pesos. I thought you had planned on your 600 peso budget. Come on, you can live like a king like that. I got into a lot of trouble over that. I guess my idea of living like a king and somebody else's idea of living like a king are radically different. Radically different. And so therefore, I don't say that anymore because they are entitled to define how they want to do it. Michael, I got 5-star street food in Manila, 5 stars of no diarrhea within 2 hours. Yeah, there you go, Michael. If you don't, you know what? If it doesn't evacuate from you within 2 hours, you're good. Rosebud, I'm a Gibson fan in Chicago. There you go. All right. I understand that one. I went to anesthesia school in Chicago there are. I used to have to go every year. For 23 years, I went to Chicago for a convention called the RSNA, the Radiological Society of North America, which occupied every square foot of, what's the convention center called there? Shit, starts with an N. I can't remember what the name. Anyways, every year it started the Sunday after Thanksgiving and went to the following Saturday. And I went every year for 23 years. So, yeah, I've had some great food up there. I know what a ladyboy is, but the other two I did not know. So bakla is same thing as a ladyboy, essentially. And mermaid, all right? They call them mermaids. That's the same thing as a ladyboy. So Frank says, oh, as a retired executive chef, I wake up every day striving for perfect, consistent food and great service. Wow. But if you're retired, Frank, are you still cooking? Are you still running a food service of some sort? My experience, I was years ago when I was starting my medical business, part of my medical business. All right. I was in Newark, New Jersey, and I was flying back to Houston, and I needed something to read. So I stopped at the, Hudson News, I think it was, or something like that, right? And I got this book, and it was called I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell. And if you've never read I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell, you owe it to yourself. I kid you not, I could not put it down, and it was written by Anthony Bourdain, and it talked, this was long before he was famous, all right? And it talked about his early years as a chef, and it was so, I don't know how true it was, but it was eye-opening, number one, and it was hilarious. Absolutely. I'm going to tell everybody right now, if you buy that book and you don't enjoy it, your first beer in Angeles City is on me. Free Wi-Fi is the cell phone data extremely cheap compared to American phones. Yeah, maybe, kind of, sort of, but at the same time, Zinda, it's shit. Getting high-speed cell phone data is not as easy and as available as you would think. I mean, I can get high-speed cellular data right here. I can go across the street and it's like half the speed. So 55 pesos to $1. I figure I can stay for $2K a month. I'll save $3K a month just by not having an apartment anymore. 55 pesos to the dollar. You can stay, so you can live on $2K here. It's very possible. All right. You're not going to live like a king, in my opinion. All right. You're going to have to ask McLovin. All right. But in my opinion, I don't think, you're going to live like a king on 2K, but you can live good. You can live decent on 2K. I'll be moving to Clark in October, so let's do a video. It's the best steak in the Philippines. McLovin, I would love to, except there's a problem. The problem is, how many shitty steaks are we going to have to eat? I mean, honestly, how many shitty steaks are we going to have to eat and tolerate? All right. People talk to me about, Mike, why don't you do more videos? Well, it's why I don't do a lot of stuff. I'm retired. I don't work. I don't want to work. I don't want a job. And I don't want to be eating shitty steak. And there's plenty of that. But we can do something, McLovin, that's for sure. Hey, maybe you ought to come down and help me out with Halloween. I'm looking for a couple of volunteers to come help us with our Halloween candy giveaway on Red Street. If you're available and you want to, let me know. Everybody is invited to try. I want to pick out 2 good people. Skip it all. My idea of living like a king does not include dogs and pigs running through your house. Yeah, no, skip it all's right. I mean, even if I was in the U.S., I would not have a pot-bellied pig living in my house. I would not, even though they're considered pets there. Okay? Now, I did have a dog. I had 168-pound French Mastiff that ran through my house. And it was often pretty damn funny. What a beast of a dog he was. God bless his soul. Adam, it's not hard to live like a king in the Philippines. Chow King, Crispy King, if you're high roller, Burger King. There you go. Adam's right. Although, I don't know. You'd have to be up there to afford Burger King every day. If you were going to buy Burger King twice a day, every day, I mean, I don't know, but I want to say a Whopper with cheese, fries, and a diet soda is probably going to run you, I guess, 400, 500 pesos, 800 a day, 8 times 30. Yeah, I guess you could. Quantum Leap. I'm interested. Let me flip this over so I get this to look the right way. There you go. I'm interested in retiring in the Philippines, but my Filipino girlfriend does not want to return there after living in the U.S. most of her life. She grew up near Makati. Anyone you know experienced this? Yes, you're not the first. No, she's not alone. There are a lot of Filipinos who have a much better lifestyle in the U.S. than they will have in the Philippines. I mean, she's not going to get paid anywhere near what she's probably making in the U.S. All right. And she's got all of her friends. She's got maybe extended family. She's not alone, Quantum Leap. She is not alone. Not at all. Jollibee here in Orange County, Southern Cal is pretty good, but the Jollibee in the Philippines is better. I will tell you, when they opened a Jollibee in Tempe, and I've heard several people say that Jollibee is not nearly as good as Philippine Jollibee. Paul Anderson, ever have breakfast at Lou Mitchell's in Chicago? Eggs are all double yolk, and they give you a box of milk duds. No, but I have heard about it, Paul. I have heard about it because the thing with the milk duds rings a bell. David, you can get a transfer from the U.S. directly, but my girlfriend also uses Western Union to hold the money. It's safe. That way they are not giving to customers the money that they keep in Western Union. Okay, that makes sense. McLevin says, I bought beer in hell, Iraq. There you go. Zinda says, I thought it was a movie as well. I hope that they serve beer. I didn't know. Did they make a movie out of it? I don't know. The book was engaging as hell. All right. And it was funny. Really, really funny. I will tell you right now, if you don't like that book, I will buy you a beer. Ruby, good morning. Good day, Ruby. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. So Zinda says, how many shitty steaks has to be a metaphor for life, or at least it belongs on a t-shirt? I don't know, but I will tell you my buddy's idea. So the other night, we're out with our little once a week dinner out friends. And my buddy is talking about these issues that he's having with girls. All right. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to say anything negative about him, but he and I had a big talk about why he might be having some issues. Okay. And he admits that maybe that's it. So he's going to get a t-shirt. He wants to get a t-shirt made. And on the front of the shirt, it's going to say, would you like a challenge? And then on the back of the shirt, it's going to say, date me. Or be my boyfriend, girlfriend. We'll see. Zenda, basic one-bedroom condo, I would say more than adequate. I'm really hoping for a pool that I could visit daily. You'll find plenty of those, Zenda. There'll be plenty of that availability almost everywhere. McLevin, Halloween is the girlfriend's birthday. Well, bring her too. She can throw candy and get drunk. You know, she can come throw candy and do shots with Arlen. No, Arlen's not going to do shots. That's a lie. I'm sorry. Skip it all. A mastiff is another way to say small horse. At least the horse's poo is good for fertilizer. You know what? I had a service, came once a week to my house. Pooper scooped it all up into his own garbage, into his own buck, and hauled it out. Never put it in my garbage, nothing. Did a great job. My dog was huge. He was a monster and probably the sweetest dog ever. In fact, if you came and robbed my house, my dog would help carry my shit out. You wouldn't even have to throw him a treat. Just pat him on the head a little bit, tell him he's a good boy. Shit, he'll drag that couch or TV or whatever right out. Ruby says, my pet is a Cocker Spaniel. So, Ruby, are you going to be able to bring your pet from Australia to the Philippines? Just asking. McLovin, used to go to Lou Mitchell's at least 4 times a week for breakfast. Great place. Never been there. Filipinos who decide to retire in the Philippines after living overseas for decades do so when they can no longer enjoy independence in the West, when confronted to moving to a nursing home. And that might be Ruby's got a point, because it's possible they may come back to the Philippines and family will help out. I don't know. It may be possible that their dollar goes further in the Philippines to help get assistance. And they don't have to go into an institution. They can be taken care of at home. Expat Prepper, what is new with you? Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Filipinos and shots can be a dangerous combination. Yeah, it can. It can. It really and truly can, McLovin. Arlene and I are not big drinkers. Quantum Leap. Mike, I haven't heard anyone mention the Philippines being the singing capital of the world. So many phenomenal singers. It's in the water, I guess. Shout out to Limu Llanas. Yes, okay. There are some incredible people here, Filipinos, with incredible voices here. And let me tell you, that's not always the case, okay? Now, I have a terrible singing voice. Terrible. I should not even be allowed to sing in the shower. Arlen is not much better. Not much better. We recently had a birthday party, my birthday party, okay? And we went upstairs. We had them cater it all, the whole 9 yards. All right. We were doing all kinds of drinking up there. We had a bunch of people come over, a lot of our friends that we know. And then we retired to the condo because a big storm was coming. All right. So we're in our condo, and the girls crank up their karaoke. Some of those girls, great. A couple of them, not so great. But you know what? Nobody said you suck. Nobody said you're bad. They all applaud each other. I mean, you would have thought that not so great person just won a Grammy. Excuse me. Ruby, not planning to bring my pet over because he's 16. Oh, wow. Oh, 16 years old, Ruby. Wow, that's impressive. Cinda, care homes in the U.S. also recommend the Philippines as an economical choice. I don't know the specific amount, but my neighbor's mother is in an assisted living place for upwards of $5,000 a month. Assisted living in the U.S. or assisted living in the Philippines? Cinda, I don't know. Luke Dog says he's going back to the Philippines in November. Great. We hope you have a great trip. Let us know if you make it by Angeles. Okay. Let me, friend has 24/7 care, 2 shifts for her mom, and is much financially viable. Okay. Yeah, it can be. Yeah, Bruce is right. Bruce Cook is absolutely right. Arnell Panada, who's the lead singer for Journey, I think he's as good as Steve Tyler. I really do. It's a little different. They're both different from each other, but both of them are incredible. And they found him on, you're right, Bruce. They found him on a YouTube All right. And he was doing covers of Journey here in the Philippines many years ago when he was young. Sounds just like Steve Perry, not Perry. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how I got those names mixed up. Steve Perry. Yeah. I think he's as good. I really and truly do. Quantum Leap says, my girlfriend says it all boils down to healthcare as to whether one retires in the Phils. Unless one has a lot of money, an older expat is setting themselves up. It can get expensive. It can get expensive. I mean, I will tell you, last year, I had an emergency. My emergency room, hospital room, cardiac catheterization, multiple tests, the whole 9 yards, I think 4 or 5 days to get it all done. It was 1 million pesos. So if you don't have the cash or some sort of insurance that's going to cover it, yeah, it can get expensive. So Ruby says her budget is $1,100 a month for the two, so $550 a month each. Okay? That's dirt cheap. I mean, really, it is. So I must be totally frank, says, we'll be permanently relocating to Cebu in November. Keep up the great content. Well, thank you, Frank. Thank you so much. And thanks for dropping in. You know what? We just hit the 2-hour mark. At this point, we're going to say thank you to everybody. Thank you for those super chats. Again, thank you, Chosen One. Thank you, Jose Rodriguez. Jose Rodriguez really bumped up the channel. I mean, gave away some free memberships to our membership area today. And gave us a super chat as well. Tremendous, tremendous. Thank you so much, Jose. Chosen One gave us enough money to go get a steak. All right. Chosen One's always fun to have. He really and truly is. Thank you so much for those super chats. We really appreciate it. And for everybody else, we hope you all have a great, safe day. Please do be good, take care, and have fun. Live life your way.